Can we actually reverse aging, or is it all just a bunch of hype? Well, today we are cutting through the noise and getting real about what science says is possible when it comes to what we can do right now to slow or even rewind the clock just a bit. Let's talk about it. First, let's define what we're talking about here. Aging happens on two levels. First one is chronological, and that's the number of candles on your birthday cake. You can't really do anything about that, right? But the other one is called your biological age. And your biological age is how your cells, your tissues, and your systems act on a day-to-day basis. This one, we can influence it big time. Scientists now measure biological aging using biomarkers like telomere length, inflammation levels, and mitochondrial health. And here's the kicker. Research is showing that these areas can be slowed or stabilized, and in some cases, even reversed. So let's dive into the research just a little bit. Cellular reprogramming. Harvard scientist Dr. David Sinclair has shown that you can actually restore lost function, like turning back the clock on vision. And in humans, we're still exploring, but early studies on interventions like intermittent fasting, strength training, sauna, and cold exposure are showing promising results. With strength training and muscle longevity, people in their 70s and their 80s and beyond can gain muscle if they train for it. So muscle isn't just about strength. It's also about metabolism, hormone regulation, and even brain protection. No matter your age, resistance training, I think it's the closest thing to an anti-aging miracle. Now, in the regenerative medicine and the hormone area of things, stem cells, peptides, and targeted hormone therapies are being studied for their role in longevity. But do they reverse aging? The jury is still out. There's promising signs, but it hasn't been long enough to have that longitudinal rigor. And also the sample sizes are still smaller, but we're headed in the direction of a yes. It's really too soon to be able to say this peptide or this stem cell treatment is one ring to rule them all, that this is the age of the future and this is the only answer. It's never, ever just one answer. So be cautious about that. We don't know all the side effects yet, but the science is promising. So what can you do right now that we do know works? The best science-backed ways to get started are the ones that are proven over decades. One of them is strength training, the best defense against muscle loss and metabolic decline, and even cognitive aging. It doesn't matter how many peptides or how many vitamin supplements you take. If you're not doing job one, then all of that will fall to the wayside. The second one is protein plus smart nutrition. Feed your body what it needs to rebuild. Prioritize high quality protein, healthy fats, and micronutrients. Now, intermittent fasting and circadian rhythm syncing is showing promise of helping to clear out damaged cells and boost longevity markers like the telomeres. But be careful launching into this without some kind of oversight, some kind of strategy. I launched myself into intermittent fasting, and the way I did it proved to be not effective for me. I actually began losing muscle, and the real reason underneath it, as I really dug in, was because in the window where I was eating, I wasn't eating enough calories to maintain my muscle mass. It was hard to get in enough protein grams and enough calories so that I would only lose fat and lose damaged cells. So it needs to be monitored by someone who knows what they're doing. Another area of alternate therapy that's practiced anecdotally, I see a lot of evidence for positive, and the science is catching up, that we're getting more positive reports about ice bath and cold therapy. and heat exposure, like a sauna. Both of those are ancient remedies that indigenous people used. The Scandinavians are way ahead of the curve on this one. There are almost as many saunas as there are people in their countries. And it's very good for spiking the immune system activation and for starting a metabolic response in your body that makes you resilient to change in environment, which is really healthy for longevity. And the one I can say personally I'm a fan of is lifelong learning and challenge. If you stop growing, stop challenging yourself, and you stop doing hard things that are fascinating and capture your imagination, you start decaying. If you're not using your brain to grow new connections, to learn a new skill, to become excited about a new hobby, or to involve yourself in learning something new that is hard and yet rewarding, keep pushing those new experiences. Use your learning ability and grow your skills. And even don't be afraid of a little bit of discomfort. It's so good for your resilience. How do I know this? Well, I'm lifelong curious. I'm constantly reading books and asking questions and interested in the world around me. That has never gone away. But even now, with working on this YouTube channel, I had to learn so many things, and I'm still learning. And sometimes I would go, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. It's pretty grueling to keep up the consistency, just like you have to in the gym, to be able to have the confidence to get in front of a camera several times a week and just be okay with that, to be authentic. And also to learn the technical skills behind the scenes, because let's face it, I am not a digital native. I was born in the middle of the last century, the one where we got electricity and radio starting. So I am definitely learning a new language. But you know what? Sometimes I just stop and think, oh, my brain is so on fire right now because I'm learning so many new things and I'm excited about it. And I can tell that it is making my brain younger. So the real question isn't, can we reverse aging? It's, are we willing to do what it takes? It's a spectrum. I mean, we've got, Brian Johnson way out here who's making himself a human science experiment and showing signs that he is reversing his aging. But the stuff he does, the protocols are really extreme. I don't know that most people would be cool with that. But there's a lot of the in between that and doing nothing. So you've got to decide, how much do you want it and how much are you willing to do and learn in order to really make your life exciting and energized going forward. Aging is life. Can't get away from it. So healthy aging, though, that's your choice. Drop a comment. What's your favorite healthy longevity practice? And if you're new here, hit subscribe, join the conversation. And also you will then queue up for more healthy aging science-backed strategies to help you grow strong and live long. See you next time.